Hi everyone, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin. Once again, before I continue, just thank you for your support. And thank you for helping CoinsKid get to almost 100k subs now. It's amazing on YouTube. I'm so glad that you're all liking the videos and that you find them educational and helpful in whatever you're doing. So it's great. Thank you for your support and thank you for the comments and thank you for the likes. Thank you for being a member of the Telegram group there, and I hope you have a really good day and a really good fruitful week. So right, diving into Bitcoin then, you can see it almost got to a target up there at 60k. There's a high level of resistance right there at the moment for Bitcoin, and it's been proven. What I'm going to do is draw a little box here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So at this particular level just here, you can see in the charts there's a lot of resistance. Okay, so you've got the resistance there, then the resistance there, then the resistance around here, there. You see all this resistance, okay, in there, and then this, and that's why it's failed to get through that. So at the moment, is Bitcoin, if it does pick up and it starts to approach that particular area, I would expect it to get a little bit choppy still. This is consolidation. As long as you're adhering to support and you're not breaking down, okay, then hopefully we don't come as low as this particular target here, this 43k, because if we do, obviously that will create that fear and that pure panic, which, to be honest with you, the market probably needs, okay, because everyone's getting a little bit greedy. And what did I say to you? When others are greedy, be fearful, and when others are be fearful, be greedy. So in my opinion, if Bitcoin was to roll over at any point, because I am seeing some more signs actually that you're potentially looking at more of a rollover, if it was to roll over and lose this key level of support right here at around about 47k, then I would expect it to come down to our initial target of this rising wedge, because like I said to you in so many videos, okay, the pattern that's in play is valid and valid away, and at the moment that's the pattern that's in play, the ABC correction right there that we've got going on for Bitcoin as well. So it's a target basically, and if it gets down there, can you imagine the fear, can you imagine the panic, can you imagine the blood on the streets? And they're the optimal opportunities in any market. You know, people think that the bull market's over. No, this is continuation. This is ABC correction right here. This is the target of this rising wedge. It's also a multi-year resistance zone off a Fibonacci retracement there, which we went up, created a high and back tested as support. You know, so seeing it test one more time as support would not be out of the question right there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's another thing that you need to look at as well. And I know just looking at this chart, this is my years and years of experience of charting, tells me that we are on the verge of it, because it's playing out to a T, exactly like this correction. Look at this correction from the top down to that correction, okay, that was roughly 27%. You see that? So then what you've done, you've come up, you've basically had a bit of a fake out, you've hit a key level of resistance right here at 59k. Look at the box, look at all that resistance. That's why it's hit its head. So what magical thing is going to make it get through that? Not much, other than a complete retest of support to build up confidence, momentum back in the market, so that the bears run out of steam effectively and the bulls come back in. That's what happens, okay? Buy fear. Buy fear. Remember that. Don't buy big green candles because you get red dildos. Remember that, okay? That's something else to tell you in the channel. So right now, that correction from there to there was roughly 27%, wasn't it? So if we was to go through the very same correction from this particular peak just there down to there, look at that, 27%. So just because it's happened before does not mean it can't happen again. And this would coincide with our theory, which we've had for many weeks now. You know, we've had so long. The top, okay, the Elliott wave 3 top, pushing down into Elliott wave 4 pullback before Elliott wave 5th wave up there to the final leg of the bull market for Bitcoin, because it's broken all records. It's matched all our targets to 1618. This is where it's hit its head on the 1618. It's hit its head there. Boom, target met. Great. Now it's coming back, consolidating, building up steam again, back testing key levels of support, potentially 43k. Okay, can you imagine how people will feel if it started to come at 43k? They think the bull market's over. It's 20k down. You know, from the all-time high there, that's a whopping correction of around 33% for Bitcoin. That would really put people off. But you know what? In the previous bull run, that happened numerous times. Where it come back down, it tested the 20 EMA on the weekly, it tested the 55 on the weekly, had a little wick down there, and that's potentially what you're looking at. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you've always got to have all targets in mind, okay? So right now you can see Bitcoin is struggling. It's struggling to make any headway. It's hitting its head on the 59k, and it looks like it's potentially rolling over and dragging the market with it, aside from obviously what happens when Bitcoin's not doing very well. What coin does well? chain link, and you can see that's why chain link's mooning right now, because Bitcoin's struggling. So remember that when Bitcoin's in a bear market, I'm not saying it's in a complete bear market, I'm just saying it's having a hard time and it's struggling, you will always see chain link doing well. Don't ask me why. I think it's whale suppression to keep the price of link down. It's one of the theories, but anyway, that's another story. But right now you can see potentially if you do start to break down and you lose this pattern here, you're invalidating this pattern, the inverse head and shoulders, and this pattern is still in play until invalidated away. And the only way that this can be invalidated is if you break this high, and I've always been transparent with you and told you that. Okay, so right now you can see Bitcoin's hitting its head, hitting its head, hitting its head. So effectively, if it continues to be suppressed by this particular EMAs right here, because you are under the EMAs, you're under the 4-hour EMAs right now. Okay, and like I said to you, when you're under them, you're in a downtrend. When you're above them, you're in an uptrend. It is really that simple. So right now you've come under them again. You've not necessarily had a big whopping correction. It's just a little minor rollover, back test support. You're looking relatively healthy, but if you do continue to hit your head, it's going to force you into a position of retesting this support, which was previous resistance of this inverse head and shoulders. Keep testing support, support, support. The more it keeps you down and this EMA starts to come down, the more likelihood you're going to form the bearish cross, and it's going to pop you back down. And at that point, I would imagine that you would potentially come down to this 43k right there for Bitcoin. But again, I've not got a crystal ball. It's just a probability. So what might happen for Bitcoin, okay, until it builds up more steam and gets all those levels reset, is it might just trade in this channel like this. You know, find this as support, find that as resistance. Failing that, if it did lose this particular level of support, then I definitely would, you know, put some bids in down here at 43k, because this would be quite fearful for Bitcoin in the markets. And you know what? Sometimes it needs it. It needs it. When people are getting too greedy, be fearful, and when people are being really fearful, be greedy. It really is that simple. So that would be a fantastic entry point, in my opinion, to put some bids in if you was to see Bitcoin fall down, because that's the target off the rising wedge there. It's the target off the multi-year Fibonacci extension there, which we smashed through. Okay, and it's only been back tested once as well, that Fibonacci extension right there. So yeah, other than that, it's all good. But you have got something going on here as well, which I've noticed for Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame here. You know, I like Elliott wave theory, okay, and it is, at the end of the day, it is just a theory. And obviously this is wave 3, the wave 4 correction, which, you know, it is an A, B, C correction. It looks like that, okay, because the C wave is deeper than the A wave pullback. The B wave is a lower high than the high, and then the C wave is deeper. So you've got that going on, right? But what else? You have Elliott wave within Elliott wave, okay? So right here, you bottomed out and you came up and you created this here. What I'm going to do is draw it so you can see you got wave 1 up, wave 2 pullback, wave 3 up, wave 4 pullback, wave 5, and you got A. Now you got to look in at this. A, you come up, make a high, lower than that. So you may see a little pump up for Bitcoin before that C wave pullback, okay, and that would bring you back down into this particular level right here under this resistance line, support line of this inverse head and shoulders. And at that point, I think that C wave, if it was to come back down that deep, okay, would be a bit of a catalyst for a rollover and a potential pushing you down to that 43k right there. So again, it's all Elliott wave theory and it's all what ifs, isn't it? So it's holding pretty well, the support right there for Bitcoin. So I don't want to alarm anyone. It is holding very well, but the more and the longer you continue to be suppressed by the EMAs and hit them as resistance, the more it's going to push you down. So yeah, so that's basically Bitcoin, but still mega bullish. I've still got my target up there for 200k of Bitcoin. It's just got choppy, it's going sideways, it's just back testing support, and potentially you may see at least I would imagine, you know, if you was to break down anymore, at least a retest of this support once more down here at 47, yeah, 40, roughly around about 47k down there. I would imagine if it would start to roll there after getting up on this B wave there, you know, it's just lower high than this local top there of that 5th wave, then you could potentially start to roll over, form the deeper C wave right there, back into this pattern and potentially come down and test that. So that's Bitcoin. I hope you enjoyed that update. And I'm not a bear, honestly, I'm not a bear. I'll always tell you what I see, and that's potentially what we're looking at right now for Bitcoin. Stay strong, stay safe, and most importantly, stay tuned, and I'll be back tomorrow with another update on Bitcoin. Bye bye.